all.
We'll bring you a report as widespread power outages cripple life and businesses in parts of the country.
Not easy at all. Was it 3 days ago? It went off like 6 p.m. and then came like 2 a.m. Sometimes the whole day.
And later in the bulletin, Oyibi Estate Down residents in Accra plead for urgent government action as persistent flooding threatens lives.
People have been paying and they are not doing anything. It's too bad for us. We are suffering here.
Look like it's only few people who are helping the situation.
Grateful to you for joining us here on the Channel One Newsroom. We begin the bulletin from the northern region because management of the Tamale Teaching Hospital has welcomed the decision by the Doctors Association to suspend their strike. Normal operations at the hospital have resumed after being heavily disrupted since April 23, 2025, when doctors embarked on an industrial action that significantly affected healthcare services. Our northern regional correspondent, Shawana Yusuf, has more.
On Friday, April 25th, a high-powered delegation from the Palace of the Overlord of Dagbon, Yana Abukari II, intervened, appealing to the striking doctors to return to work. Initially, only the accident and emergency departments reopened. However, the full suspension of the strike was achieved later that day after a meeting between the doctors and the Minister of Health, Kobna Minta Akando. Speaking to the media, hospital management described the restoration of services as a major boost for the facility.
To see that patients could not receive any care, and they were that meant a lot of suffering also for patients who came to this hospital. So it means a lot for us that this has been resolved and then the services has started again.
With a full suspension of the strike, which had crippled key departments such as the emergency unit, pediatrics department, and specialist clinic, management referred to the situation that sparked the protest as a blessing in disguise.
I always think that there is a blessing in every misfortune. So in as much as what happened in the last week was not the best, it was not pleasant at all in many fronts. It actually provided us a sneak peek into the healthcare provision and the gaps that are there.
Professor Al-Hassan Abdul Mumin also urged the government and relevant stakeholders in the health sector to prioritize the need of teaching hospitals, stressing the urgent support required to sustain quality healthcare delivery.
The teaching hospitals in this country generally look orphaned, in that the support that we get as a country for healthcare delivery, most of the partners who come to this country generally go towards Ghana Health Service. So we have said this time and time again that actually the teaching hospitals also need support, because that is the apex of care in this country.
Management of the Tamale Teaching Hospital have expressed delight over the resumption of services by the Doctor Association of the facility. They indicate that the incident that transpired over the past week is a blessing in disguise, and that they call on the ministry to turn attention to most teaching hospitals in the country, which according to them are faced with numerous challenges. For Channel One News, my name is Shawana Yusuf, reporting from the Tamale Teaching Hospital here in the Northern region.
Now, back here in Accra, one person has been hospitalized following a devastating fire that gutted a textile shop at La Paz here in Accra. The blaze, which erupted on the top floor of a building, destroyed bedding materials and other goods valued at millions of cedis. Channel One News' Josephine Adolf reports.
The fire started around 2:30 p.m. on Sunday in a shop specializing in bedding, towels, bed sheets, and curtains. The shop owner, a young woman, reportedly collapsed after witnessing the destruction and was rushed to the La Paz Community Hospital, where she is currently receiving treatment. Her mother, who co-owns the business, told Channel One News that They had just opened for the day when her grandchild raised the alarm about the fire. Assistant Divisional Officer 1 Emmanuel Akwete of the Ghana National Fire Service Abilingbe Division said their rapid response efforts saved 13 neighboring shops from being consumed by the fire.
Upon its house. And its house. Now me ban shot on bed sheets. And the curtains. Now me nana ba ko from her. I see how you call. Preoccupation of my I got personal, I got to her. Then to me who said Janeba. Till I medium the call fast service. Baby, I'm one. Tell me from tell me do one year see on my decayaba. And one. I may be a machine and Jana told. 2-3 more and it's
Assistant Divisional Officer 1 Emmanuel Akwete of the Ghana National Fire Service Abilingbe Division said their rapid response efforts saved 13 neighboring shops from being consumed by the fire. He added that investigations are underway to determine the cause of the outbreak.
14:20 hours, our station, which is Abilingbe Fire Station, was dispatched to La Paz for a fire call. When we came, we realized that fire was well alight, so we have to call for assistance. We called for assistance and they from headquarters. So headquarters also came to augment the situation, support us with water, and we all try to bring everything under control. Investigation is underway. Our men are still there conducting the investigation. So appropriately, the owner will come to our station for the report.
Here at the La Paz market, curtains, towels and bed sheets worth millions of Ghana cedis have been raised down. The cause of the fire is unknown. However, officials of the Ghana National Fire Service says they will conduct investigations into the incident. Reporting for Channel 1 News, I am Josephine Addo.
Let's now focus on Dumso because the ongoing power outages in parts of the country are severely impacting daily life, crippling businesses and endangering the lives of residents. Channel 1 News' Samuel Akom visited some hard-hit areas and has filed this report.
Recently, there have been a series of complaints about power outages in some areas within Accra, and these issues were re-echoed on Friday's edition of Ghana's favorite morning show, the City Breakfast Show, where some individuals called from different areas lamenting how the power outage is affecting their daily activities as well as their business as well. We are currently in Dansoman here to interact with some residents as well as business owners to find out how the power outages recently have been affecting their businesses and their daily activities. Remember, Dansoman wouldn't be the only location. We'll be visiting some other areas as well to ascertain whether or not, first of all, they've been experiencing power outages, and if they are experiencing, how it is affecting their daily activities.
Power cuts not only disrupt daily activities, but also paralyze the operations of business owners. To assess the impact of power cuts, the first stop was Dansoman New Road.
We are currently at Dansoman New Road. We are going to engage a business owner right here to find out how the power outage recently has been affecting her business. Hello, madam. Greetings. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Right. How is the power outage affecting your business?
Not easy at all. Was it 3 days ago? It went off like 6 p.m. and then came like 2 a.m. Sometimes the whole day. Then your drinks, everything's are in the fridge. Sometimes, you know, with our drinks, it gets flat. So sometimes it's worrying us.
Desmond Enchi, a suit designer in Dansoman, expresses frustration over how recent power cuts have adversely affected his work.
It affects us a lot because recently we had power outages, I think about 3 consecutive days.
Back to back?
Yes. Around Dansoman, Ablikuma, and then the surroundings. And it really affects because imagine you promise someone, you give someone a deadline, and then there's light out. The person wouldn't know there's light out because, you know, Ghanaian tailors, they describe us as we don't meet our targets.
Still within Dansoman, how many more businesses will these power outages and report of power outages affect?
Kweku White, the organizer, confirmed the recent power cuts in his area and described how they have impacted his income and livelihood.
At times, my light off. At times, no, my light off. I want to me. Once a year, the light in a year, Juma. Until my light off, I then I want to me. At times, over coffee, crown could be behind out of coffee.
From Dansoman, Channel One News proceeded to Tema Community 3, where residents echoed similar concerns about power cuts.
Actually, from what I've experienced, is quite bad, yes, because most of the time when the lights are out, I'm at work. Okay, but the time I was here, I was in the house around on Thursday and Friday. I wasn't able to go to work, and we had light out.
It appears that power cuts not only affect businesses, but also pose a security threat to residents. A view shared by Jones Annan.
It's been rampant for the past, I should say, about 3 weeks. It goes off anytime and comes back. I think even this morning we've experienced it. It just came back about 30 minutes ago. And so for this area, I would say it's been going off and on. Yeah, without any notice. Once you come back from work and by the time you get in, the whole place is in total darkness. Especially for this area, because we park our cars outside. We normally have been experiencing, battery theft from our cars.
Some residents also highlighted the health risks caused by recent power cuts, specifically noting that the outages have led to their children developing skin conditions.
As I'm talking to you now, they're not even wearing clothes in the house because of the heat. The weather becomes very hot to the extent that you see some rashes. Sometimes you see some balls on them, then stuff, and it's not easy. The light goes off. Let me say for yesterday, for instance, it went off around 12 in the afternoon, and then came somewhere to around 3 to 4. It went off again. And as I'm talking to you now, I bought some fish from the market. That was 3 days ago. This morning I realized all was spoiled.
Nice. You've lost it.
Yeah.
The next location was Lakeside, where Washing Bay workers joined in voicing their frustrations over the recent power cuts.
Light off. So light one a day money and so quest.
So now when we use
my light until light in white mean juma. Sometimes you will be eager to watch car, but the lights will go off. You will not able to work again. The whole of the day, if you not take time, you will not get one stuff to eat.
In Ogbojo, saloon owners, residents and students also raised concerns.
At Ogbojo, they always offer a light. Even today, we are not having light.
As I speak to you?
Yes.
Wow. How does it affect you?
It affects us a lot, especially those who normally have the provision store, that have co-store and then saloons. It affects us a lot.
Sometimes the cost to her, maybe I will be to now. Nipani shed dry over one na omafa license. Maybe I just say Nipano dignity na ere akufisa. Nti a high pan or buduha.
It's actually bad. Nowadays they've been giving us light hours a lot. Yeah.
A lot?
Yes.
A lot. Yeah, is how many times or how does it happen?
Normally they give us light out in the evening and then give it back maybe the following morning.
Wow, evening until morning
Yeah.
or afternoon?
Yes.
Wow. How disturbing is that for you as a resident here?
Oh, it says because I'm a student, yes, and then I need it to study. So yes, it's really disturbing.
The final stop was Ajengano, where residents described the situation as particularly dire.
Enyakra abla yeti o man mu aya ye nyina ye o mamba yetimi tena o man no yetimi tum light abla ye obi amanka ye woda na jowa na edum no se de na si ho na yaso na wo beso na wo frigi asai enti sade we tena o man man ye abla ye wo mpanimfo o man mu
ade ba ho kra ese twa ma wo kra na ye low current no se ye num light na to say ne on be ni si low current so ya de ese ade pa ndro ase light in say asenia like akola a wɔde light di agro pɛpɛpɛpɛ sankwa na ɛkɔ so nti yɛ bɛ sra ban se oyi bibi mfa ho ma yɛn.
The demands from these stakeholders are clear. The government must act swiftly to address the power cut to protect businesses, daily activities and public health.
Despite assurances from the Minister in charge of Energy and Green Transition with regards to power supply in the country, residents living within Dansoman, Tema Community 3, Adringano and Ogbojo are lamenting the dire consequence of recent power outages in their areas. They say it is not only affecting their day-to-day activities, but also affecting their businesses, which is costing them a living. Reporting for Channel One News, I am Samuel Akom.
Let's still stay on the topic of Doomsaw because we're joined via Zoom by the General Manager of External Communications at ECG, Charles Ni Ayiku. Grateful to you, Mr. Ayiku, for joining us here on the Channel One Newsroom. The story we just played tells us about widespread issues of power cuts. Yesterday, you put out a notice about rainstorm disrupting supply in parts of the country. And I checked the Facebook page. Almost all the 300 and so comments under that page were people complaining about similar issues, just as we saw in this report. What exactly is going on?
Thank you very much, and good evening to your listeners and viewers. Yes, so you are right. Due to the current rainstorms, we've experienced some outages in our operational areas, some of our operational areas. And this is usually caused by temporary interruptions on our feeders. Yes, so we are working on them. Our engineers are on the ground working on them, and we hope to get everything stabilized very soon. In some of our other operational areas too, we've had some emergency outages due to technical challenges and sometimes from our transmitters, and that's from Grico. So that is the current situation now.
Yeah, but Mr. Ayiku...
And we do urge our customers to report any falling or sagging conductors within their vicinities.
All right, I agree with you on that score. But Mr. Ayiku, you would agree also with me that, there is some deficiency with the communication of ECG with its clients. Because, for example, I live in Medina, and when our lights go off, we don't hear anything from ECG, not from the Legon office. Why is it that when these localized faults occur, we don't hear anything from the districts? Unless it's a national issue, then we have ECG National coming to explain.
I do apologize for the inconvenience that our customers are experiencing. But, for some of our systems, you would have to call the district office or our helpline for us to do the restoration of power for you. Because for some, we are not able to see on our systems, on our STEA systems. So it is always advisable that you call our support team to come over. Because some of them are just transient tripping. Those are just temporary interruptions. And if we are not aware, let's say as part of our routine checks, our evening or midnight patrols on our systems, and let's say it happens, it's difficult for us to know unless we are within that vicinity and we are on the system. So when it happens like that on our feeder, we urge or request our customers to kindly reach out to us and inform us. Then we'll come quickly to restore power.
Okay, let me take you to the Volta region. Recently, they have also complained bitterly about their power situation, low voltage and all of that. Even the minister has been trying to get some answers from ECG. He's been told that the report, the difficulty is coming from Gridco. What exactly is the situation with the Volta region and their power?
Okay, so that is correct. and ECG and Greco are working towards resolving that issue. As our transmitters, we receive power from them and then we distribute to our customers. And whenever they have challenges on their systems, it becomes very difficult for us to supply power to our customers. And we have noticed that and informed them. And they have assured us that they are working on stabilizing power within the Volta region. And we have consistent and constant meetings with them. As I speak to you, tomorrow we have a meeting with them to ascertain the current situation and how far they've gone in restoring the system into normality.
All right. Now, before I let you go, the Institute of Energy Security has told us that ECG is struggling to operate with obsolete equipment. How true is this, and what is the way forward?
Well, as you are aware, ECG works with machines, works with equipment. Some of these equipment have more or less not really uplived, but are not working or they are not functioning as they are supposed to be. Yes. But as we always do, that's why sometimes we have to do periodic maintenance to get the systems working. So yes, we have some of our systems not operating in its optimal situation, but would continue to supply reliable and safe power to our customers.
All right, so finally, my colleague Samuel Akom went to certain areas in Tema, in Ogbojo, and all these areas. Have you received any complaints from these areas about their power situation? ECG, have you received any complaints from them?
Yes, please, we have. And for some, they are part of our emergency maintenance, and I'm trying to get some of the notices that we've sent and informed our customers within that area. For instance, let me quickly get that for you from my notice. For instance, within the Glefe area, within the Mensvik, Lancet, Medical Laboratory, Ghana Link, Banco Estate, Ufankos, and surrounding areas, there's a planned maintenance on our systems over there. And then at the Bawe, Bulemi, yes, there's also a transformer fault around the Bawe, Bulemi. So they would experience some outages. And then at Glefe, there's a broken high tension pole at Glefe, which had affected the Glefe station, Akamilas, Guinness Bar, Royal Hospital, the Best Sweet Mother, Pambros, and the surrounding areas. There's also a technical challenge around the Community 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, China Mall area, Kaketo, Okro Market, Asen Suba, Apenyo, Bako Flat, having some challenges due to the technical fault on one of our systems over there. And then the heavy rainstorm has also caused some outages within our network. So some of our customers in these areas are experiencing some outages. And as I speak to you, our engineers are on the ground. I can share some videos with you of some of our engineers working in these areas as I speak to you.
Mr. Aiku, when are we expecting the maintenance work to be completed? And I'm happy you mentioned Bawe, specifically Bawe. When should the residents expect that the power situation will be normalized?
Okay, so as I speak to you, the information I have now is that, and I can share the video with you as well, the engineers are working on the system. That's the broken high tension pole at Glefe. And then for the Bawe Bulemi, and its surrounding areas, that's the transformer fault. I will definitely share with you the information as God, I'm in touch with them. They are working on it, and I'll share information with you as and when they are done. You know, for some of the faults, it takes some time. For some of them, it's very critical. So they will need some time to make sure that they work on it and then get power back into our network.
All right, I'm grateful to you, Charles. Ni Ayiku is the General Manager in charge of external communications at the Electricity Company of Ghana, speaking to us about the power cuts that have been experienced in parts of the country, especially here in Accra. You're still watching the Channel One Newsroom here on Channel One TV. Still ahead, Oyibi Estate Down residents in Accra plead for urgent government action as persistent flooding threatens lives. Stay with us. The Channel One Newsroom will be back shortly.
Life is a celebration of moments. Big and small.
The sun is scorching, I'm feeling the heat.
With Piva Drink, every moment becomes a refreshing celebration. From the beach to your home, in every corner of your world. Piva Drink at a burst of refreshment.
Give me Piva cocktail and tangerine.
Celebrate every moment with Piva Drink. Refreshment for every occasion. Piva Drink, a taste you will love.
P for Piva.
This advert is FDA approved.
Introducing Betway's Bet Influencer, a groundbreaking feature where you can make money by just sharing codes. He just needs to share his codes and make money. The more his codes are used, the more money he makes. Oh yes, so what are you waiting for? Anyone can be a bet influencer. Share your codes and make money. Bet Influencer, another world first from Betway.
This advert has been approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Betway, get way more.
Welcome back. This is the Channel One Newsroom here on Channel One TV. Let's focus on some other stories now. And residents of Oyibi Estate now are urgently calling for government intervention as floodwaters continue to block access to their homes. Despite the construction of makeshift storm drains by the residents, the flooding persists. Josephine Addo reports.
It has been 4 days since the last downpour, yet stagnant floodwaters continue to encircle homes in Oyibi Estate Down, particularly around the DIS aluminium factory area. The lingering effects of the heavy rains have rendered roads nearly impassable, affecting both motorists and pedestrians.
I had in my mind Oyibi is such a beautiful place because of the proximity to the mountains, the greenery here.
This was 3 days ago.
Whoa!
Yes.
3 years ago, devastating floods and the near-tragic drowning of a child spurred the community to form an association. Leaders of the Oyibi Estate Down Landowners Association petitioned the Bonkatamanso electoral area for help, but their efforts yielded no results. Left with no other options, residents used their own resources to build small storm drains which have proven insufficient against the volume of rainwater. Leading the community's drainage initiatives, Association member Nia Foteodai emphasized that despite their best efforts, the flooding remains a major threat.
We have formed an association
We have tried writing several letters to the assembly, just seeking for their support. We are not even asking for too much. We are only asking them to provide us with equipment so that at least we can have a drainage system down here. Each house will construct his or her own drainage right in front of their homes.
Some motorists expressed frustration at the absence of proper drainage systems, blaming the municipal authorities for neglecting the situation.
They are not helping us. They were passing the assembly. They were passing here, stopping people that they were telling people that they should stop work for their this thing. How do you call it? For the building permit and this thing. But people have been paying and they are not doing anything. It's too bad for us. We are suffering here.
Adding to the community's woes, a resident lamented that some neighbors refused to contribute to the communal drainage project, arguing that only car owners are affected by the floods.
It looks like it's only few people who are helping the situation. Just recently, we were trying to fill up the place. A young guy who has a property here, I asked him, "Oh, Charlie, give some little things for the small boys who are, trying to help." The person said he doesn't have car, so it doesn't matter to him. And it's so bad.
However, pedestrians disagree. They too are bearing the brunt of the problem. One student shared how she has to remove her shoes to wade through the water on her way to school, often arriving late to class.
Sometimes when you're going to school, when you get here, you need to put your shoes in your bag, change into slippers. When you cross, you get back to your shoes. It's really very bad. I would like them to, come to our aid. Like they should help us with the road so that we, the students and those with the cars and the motors, will get easy access to where we are going to. We won't be late to where we are going to. Yes.
In response, Prosper Mu, chairman of the Katamanso Zonal Council, explained that the area sits at the township's lowest elevation, making it highly susceptible to flooding. He also noted that unauthorized construction on waterways has exacerbated the situation. Nevertheless, he assured residents that plans are underway to resolve the issue.
I received a letter from them last year, and then I visited the site with my engineers, and then they advised what they should do, and we are working on it, and I hope that very soon we will start working on that road. The area is a lowland area, so all the water that comes around stuck in that area, and there is this particular land that somebody has acquired that is also giving us a challenge. But I think we are engaging the owner of the property for her or for her to release portion of the land so that we can put a dredge, a gutter over there for the water to flow. A month ago from the hydro department, and they also came around to survey the area. So we are also waiting for their report.
Residents and motorists at Oyibi Estate Down are calling on the government to come to their aid in the construction of a storm drain to aid them during the rains. Reporting for Channel One News, I am Josephine Addo.
Now, residents of Pung Kantamanso are grappling with worsening road conditions and a surge in criminal activity. Frustrated after years of neglect, the residents are demanding immediate government intervention to prevent a total breakdown. Channel One News' Jennifer Nate reports.
A visit by Channel One News to towns such as Zenu, New York, Apollonia, Katamanso and Atadeka revealed widespread road infrastructure and security challenges severely hindering development efforts. In some communities, crumbling roads have turned transportation into a daily ordeal. Deep potholes and uneven surfaces slow down traffic, damage vehicles, and during the raining season, render many roads nearly impossible, compounding the frustrations of commuters.
Car beyond Timinko, a bin to mean suit me my Nkolanum some post square, a humidity pa obesha. It's soon quite sabit me die a hand.
Aquano and yet
ma juma ye no ma ye body no ye pon ye body ne ye ya.
Little shop here. When the things go short and you have to go and buy from Ashama to here, it will take you more than 3 hours or 4 hours before you reach here. But look at just about 10 kilometers distance. You have to use about 3 hours before you reach here.
Meet Gideon Lai, a driver who shares how he spent a significant portion of his income on vehicle repairs.
Yakwa we de wa yakwa we tena kwa na ye. Obelo de Ashama aba manso. Obeko 2 trips kwa bana. Ka no asay. Eno amelo do free oba na. Alternator no ebe say.
The alternator no say o ko to for na say o ko fix it.
We dey say na no o say abukura I say it is say me ko to fufro.
Fufro no so benya ne be.
We wanya kura be say 1,005. Oh ye kwa ni dey acha me dey we say acha within a week. Chairman to so gazava mi shaft bebu. Mi long shafts budget. Say don't to be na ma gbogbo na tu.
Security concerns are mounting as well. Residents report a surge in criminal activities, with some blaming the bad roads for delayed police responses.
Security issue, madam. It all falls within the road network. As I speak with you, we have a good police station down here. But because of the road network, there's none of stars. You can go and see only 2 police people at the charge office. When there's something happen, you call right now at Katamasu, they will tell you they don't have a vehicle. Before they will mobilize and stand by get there, the people have done what they want to do.
Ahmed Seidu, assemblyman for the Busa electoral area, expressed worry over the health and safety risks posed by the state of the inner roads.
Our women, when they are in their labor, for instance, it's very terrible. For some part, when you take this stretch behind me here, have some road called Antialabadokas area heading to Falcon. Some of the drivers have stopped applying the road because it's very bad.
In an interview, the Member of Parliament for Katamanso assured constituents that the government was putting stringent measures in place to ensure the roads are completed.
We are trying to ask the engineer, the road engineer in my municipality to actually let me have the stock of the roads, especially those that have been awarded. I also know that some of the roads are due for termination. And so I want to have those records so that I will approach the road minister to see how best can come to our aid.
Residents have voiced their concerns on this subject, and it looks as if government will have to speed up its efforts to address these challenges to ensure national development, particularly in this constituency. For Channel 1 News, I am Jennifer Kabunokinate.
Now, still on roads, let's take you to the northern region where road users along the Triponi Road are appealing to the government to urgently complete the road project linking their communities to other parts of the country. Now, as part of Channel 1's ongoing coverage on abandoned road infrastructure, our Northeast Regional Correspondent Mohammed Aminu Alabira visited the area to report on the suffering of commuters and their call on the government to act.
Good quality roads are essential for human development. They improve the lives of people, enhance economic activities, and strengthen security and safety. Unfortunately, this cannot be said about the Yendi Wapuli Chelpuni stretch. The road is riddled with potholes and broken bridges, with some sections submerged by water during the rainy season. In the dry season, the road becomes extremely dusty, rocky, and hazardous. Passengers and drivers lament the numerous challenges they face: frequent vehicular breakdowns, exposure to armed robberies, and serious health risk due to dusty inhalations.
Yendi Road stretching to Chiriponi, the road is very terrible. It had been awarded to contractors severally, and we never saw its light. And it's very dangerous when it comes to rainy season, where you see water crossing the road. we find it difficult, especially when we have sick people and want to carry them, or they are transferred to Yendi to seek medical care. It is not always easy for us.
We those who is riding motorbike, we can see that where you supposed to pass, your right hand side, when you are going and then over there is not good, you will try to pass where you get the good road, and another one will be coming on that side. So it can cause a problem for us.
Community members living along the road recounted frequent accidents and health issues caused by the dust.
We are experiencing what? Accidents here, killing our animals and then children's. Yesterday, even you can see here, yesterday we got accident here, and it was a motorbike with children.
Although government invests heavily in constructing roads, the actions of some reckless tractor operators are accelerating road deterioration. These operators move with their plow blades down, causing severe damage to the road surfaces. This road was awarded on contract several times, but the contractors never appeared on the road. They are making passionate appeal to the government to construct the road for them, so that they will also feel like they are Ghanaians. Mohammed Aminu Alabira on the Yendi Wapulo Road, the Eastern Corridor.
Meanwhile, users of the Jinejine Sampa Road in the Bono region are urging the government to prioritize the completion of the 80-kilometer stretch, describing it as critical to the region's road infrastructure needs. Construction came to a halt after the last elections, leaving the road dusty and difficult to navigate. Channel 1 TV's Michael Saponfum reports after traveling the route.
Residents living along the 80-kilometer Jinejine Sampa Road, along with regular users, are appealing to the government to urgently resume and complete construction of this vital thoroughfare in the Bono region, connecting Brekum West, German District and German South Municipality. The road plays a crucial role in facilitating trade between Ghana and Ivory Coast. Work on the road stalled after the elections, leading to its current deteriorated state, dusty, rough and challenging for daily commuters. Awarded to Rango Construction Limited in 2024, initial work saw the removal of the old bitumen surface, but progress has since stalled, worsening road conditions. The road is especially important for transporting cashews from Sampa to Tema Harbour, making its completion crucial to local economic activities. Drivers and commuters continue to endure the hardships of traveling the dusty, bumpy route each day.
Trouble Brekum Road is no good. This morning I applied it to Trouble for a day workshop, and I'm returning, and the road is actually not good. It needs to be fixed.
Trouble say Bribia cash out. There's a Bian Peck so the card be for Quanoso. Manini who DSS and common way. And the yesterday you see it to me a queen Kakra.
Canada, I said, and when for my boy, home Bianca boy, the Canada, the cast essay, passengers, no money, and I'm fine.
The Member of Parliament for Brekum West, the Sinchedia, has been speaking about the efforts by the Roads Minister to ensure the project is completed.
Good news is the minister stood on the floor of Parliament to give assurance he's been on the road and has seen it himself. So I can assure you, actions are on the ground. We are talking, and I'm very confident very soon the contractor will be on site. As I've indicated, it is a very major contract, 800 million, and it's not going to be easy, especially when there is no funding allocated to it at the time of awarding the contract. But President Mahama is not here to lament. Our road minister is not here to lament. They are here to deal with the mess that has been left in the road sector. And I'm very confident under Honorable Kwame Agboja, the road minister, this problem is going to be fixed.
The completion of the Jinijine Sampa Road will go a long way to ease transportation on this stretch and also reduce the dust the inhabitants who live along the stretch inhale daily. From Jinijine, Michael Saponimfum, Channel 1 News.
This is still the Channel 1 Newsroom on Channel 1 TV. Still ahead. Asante calls for urgent action to tackle poverty, which is hindering the education of some children in the country. Please stay with us. We have details in a moment.
Poverty makes you do what you otherwise would not do. Wealth makes you live the way you wish to live. But revenge cancels the lines between poverty and riches.
It's either you're saying something progressive, or I'll just tell your wife that I'm carrying your child.
Where is my father? Now that he's coming closer to the community, I my
puppy go forget your own plans, so I go figure my own.
So much love in the air. What are we looking at?
Thank you guys for joining us for this unforgettable night.
Paw Patrol is on a roll.
It's Max Verstappen in the lead. The megastar is here. Absolutely sensational.
Let's go!
Just taking a trip down memory lane.
Get unbelievable entertainment that is unbelievably easy to own. Get and stay connected to DSTV.
Introducing Betway's Bet Influencer, a groundbreaking feature where you can make money by just sharing codes. He just needs to share his codes and make money. The more his codes are used, the more money he makes. Oh yes, so what are you waiting for? Anyone can be a bet influencer. Share your codes and make money. Bet Influencer, another world first from Betway.
This advert has been approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Betway, get way more.
Every day, people have money emergencies. Ma, I need my school fees emergency. Mommy, chop money emergency. Emergency. Catch it. I'm in rent emergency. Now, there's a new emergency number in town.
More money, challenge and enjoyment. At the top life we got.
Dial star 770 hash for all your money emergencies and chop life.
Dial star 770 hash for money emergencies and get easy and quick access to your money, loans, and other banking needs. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Me, I can make conquer the game.
Thank you for staying with us here on the Channel 1 Newsroom. Now let's go to the Ashanti region, where the Asante Hene Otumfuo II is advocating for urgent steps towards eradicating poverty, a major obstacle to the education of some children in the country. He further called for support for teachers and improved educational infrastructure. He said this while highlighting the milestones achieved by the Otumfuo II Foundation, established some 25 years ago. Channel 1 News' Middle Belt Bureau Chief Hafiz Tijani reports.
The idea for the foundation was conceived when Otumfuo II ascended the Golden Stool 26 years ago, driven by a vision to uplift Asante man and Ghana through dignity, resilience, and opportunity for all. In its early years, the foundation made its first disbursement supporting 600 students across Ghana's 3 public universities. Over time, Otumfuo expanded this vision, initiating transformative projects across various sectors.
Thousands of students have received full educational scholarships
An additional 654,000 young men and women have benefited from partial support, including payment of school fees, accommodation, stationery, and transportation.
Over the years, the foundation has prioritized support for less privileged individuals and communities, both within and beyond the Asante Kingdom, across its core sectors. Speaking at the foundation's 25th anniversary celebration, where an endowment fund was also launched, the Asantehene called for collective action to help secure a prosperous future for the kingdom and the nation at large.
I have taken this time to recount our journey, not out of pride, but as a reminder that this dream is absolute. This work is tangible. And this foundation is worthy of your trust and support. I call on you not just to give, but to partner with us. Let your gift tonight be a legacy, a bridge between what we have achieved and what we still hope to do. Let us ensure that no child in Ghana is denied education because of poverty.
The endowment fund aims to ensure the long-term sustainability of the foundation's impactful programs. Launched by former President John Adjekum Kufuor, the fund seeks to raise and invest 50 million Ghana cedis over the next 5 years, generating returns to finance the foundation's projects and initiatives.
This fund meant to ensure the foundation against the uncertainties that may afflict the pursuit of the vision and purpose into the future.
Contributors to the fund were recognized and honored, categorized into bronze, silver, gold, and diamond tiers based on their donations and presented with certificates and plaques.
The Asantehene has emphasized the need for concerted efforts to push Ghana's developmental agenda. Hafiz Tijani, Channel One News, Kumasi, Ashanti Region.
Let's now do some sports, and Liverpool have been crowned Premier League champions for the 20th time. Let's now hear from their manager, Arne Slot.
That makes it special, yeah.
When did you start to believe that, this would become reality?
Quite for a long time, to be honest, because I think almost for the whole season we were on top of the league. And we had a team that was able to win it, but you also know how tough the Premier League is. So you cannot take anything for granted, but the belief for us to win it was almost throughout the whole season, yeah.
And that'll be all for this package of the Channel One Newsroom here on Channel One TV. Please visit our website, channel1news.com, for more information on our top stories and more. Subscribe to Channel One TV on YouTube for more exclusive video content from Channel One TV. I'm Charles Owusukumi. Thank you for watching.
Where politics meets power, where the tough questions are asked, welcome to Face to Face. Every Tuesday at 9 p.m., join Umaru Sanda Amadou